I'm Nate with OpenEye Technical Support, and the question is, how do I configure the network settings on my E-Series DVR? To access network configuration on the DVR, press Setup, log in as the DVR administrator, then scroll over to Network Setup and select Network. By default, the DVR has DHCP enabled, meaning it will attempt to automatically obtain an IP address every time it connects to a network. In most cases, the IP address in this setting will change every time the DVR is restarted, making it difficult to maintain a remote connection. If remote connections are necessary or desired, highlight DHCP and press Enter to disable it. The IP address, subnet mask, gateway, and DNS can be manually configured once DHCP has been disabled. If the DVR previously obtained an IP address, no further network configuration may be necessary. If it did not, the IP address, subnet mask, and gateway must be manually configured. The easiest way to determine the correct manual setting is to check the network settings of a computer on the network. Set the DVR to match all settings on that computer with the exception of the last 3 numbers of the IP address, which must be a unique number between 1 to 254. You can contact a network administrator if you have one. Once configured, the DVR can be accessed by entering the IP address into the Internet Explorer address bar, the Remote Center or Radius applications. Remote connection settings can be further customized by selecting Client. In some cases, such as an installation with multiple DVRs, the ports may need to be changed to allow access over the Internet. The remote port is set to 2000 by default on the DVR and in all client software. If this setting must be changed, the center port listed for the DVR in Remote Center or Radius must be changed to match. The web port is the port used to display the interface when connecting via Internet Explorer. If this setting must be changed for any reason, a colon followed by the new port number must be added after the IP address when connecting via Internet Explorer. Remote config can be set to disabled to prevent any settings from being changed via Remote Center or Radius. If remote config is disabled, no remote user can enter setup, including the administrator. Additional permissions can be controlled per user in the Client section of User Setup. Please consult the User Setup tutorial or the DVR manual for more information on configuring user accounts and permissions. Finally, it is possible to throttle the maximum amount of bandwidth the DVR can use. By default, there is no restriction, and the DVR can use up to 100 megabits, which is the maximum supported by the hardware. To reduce this setting, change the value of max transfer speed. This option can be set anywhere from 1 to 100 megabits. It is not recommended to modify this setting unless recommended by a network administrator or support staff. Lowering this setting can have an adverse effect on the performance of the remote connection to the DVR. If remote connection over the local network does not work after initial configuration, verify that the settings are correct and use a different network cable if possible. Port forwarding may be required for connection to the DVR over the Internet. Please consult the DDNS tutorial or our online FAQ site for more information on connecting over the Internet. From OpenEye, I'm Nate.